Y'all know what time it is. Y'all don't know, y'all better ask somebody. Hat on, suit on, looking like a dapper dog, giving them all dressed like $1,000,000, diamond things in its cuffs. Y'all tell me who could it be but Steve Harvey? Oh, yeah. Everybody out there listening to me, put your hands together for Steve Harvey. Put your hands together. Steve Harvey. Oh, listen, Steve Harvey. Why don't you join me? Yeah. Steve Harvey. Get them on, y'all. Better give me some eggs while I listen to Steve Harvey. Yeah, join in with me. Ain't go with me, help me say. Turn your radio on. You gotta. Turn it on. Yeah, turn it on. Steve Harvey in the morning, y'all. Know y'all can hear me on. Turn it up. Steve Harvey in the morning, y'all. Yeah. Turn your radio on. You gotta turn your radio on. Turn your radio on. You gotta turn it on. Turn them up, Steve Harvey got to turn them out. Got to turn them up, Harvey turn them on to the morning, y'all. Come on, Steve. Come on, do your thing, Big Daddy.
I sure will. Good morning, everybody. You are listening to The Voice. Come on, dig me now. One and only Steve Harvey got a radio show. Yeah, man. Steve Harvey got a radio show. Trying to do something with it, too, man. I was having a conversation the other day with a young person, and they were telling me how they felt that their life was stuck, that their life was in a rut, that they didn't know what to do next. And one of the things that was causing them this sadness or this depression, I mean, they're really, really into something right now. One of the things that was causing it was the fact that they had made a list of things they wanted to accomplish by a certain age. And that age, they just had a birthday recently. And they were looking at the list, and the list hadn't been fulfilled. And because that list hadn't been fulfilled, they were really, really sad about it. You know, one of the things that they had on the list was marriage, kids, and I don't know everything else that was on the list, but that was one of them. And because she had reached a certain age and she wasn't married and she didn't have the kids, and she had just celebrated her birthday, she's gone into this mode of sadness where it's really, really taking a toll on her. And as I was learning about her situation, I was thinking about it, and I just wanted to share this with you all this morning, that one of the things about making a list about what you want, which I happen to be a proponent of, I do it myself. I have people have dream boards. I have a goal sheet. I've been doing it for years. It's a wonderful way to set goals and to keep it in front of you as a constant reminder. And I always go over this goal list every day. You know, I mean, I go over it all the time, every day. Sometimes I miss a day here and there, but mostly every day I pull my goal sheet out and I look at it, I read it. So I was going to these rallies and I was learning about people who were successful and how they kept their mind right and positive. And one of the things I learned was to make these dream boards, these lists, these goal sheets. And in making a goal sheet, and you make the sheet according to what you want, think about one thing. When you made your goal sheet about what you wanted, does your goal sheet have on it what God wants from you? Did you ask in any of this what was his will in your life? Look, man, what we want oftentimes is not what he wants for us. And if you're fighting against what you were created for, if you're fighting against his will, I mean, what do you want to happen? See, don't be so hard on yourself when you look at your goal sheet and you look at what you've not become, what you thought was a great idea. Don't be so hard on yourself because you just made a minor mistake, as do most people. We oftentimes make our goals and set our goals up without ever considering what is it that God wants from us. We keep talking about what we want without ever finding out or knowing what it is God wants for us. Well, guess what, man? Maybe you fighting against the grain. Maybe you just a salmon heading upstream. That's a tough fight upstream. Not all salmons get up to the spawning grounds, Some of them don't make it upstream, But all of them, nearly all of them, except the ones that's killed by prey, when they're spawned, they go out to the ocean. That's cool because you're going with the grain. You're going downstream. You're going with the flow. But when it's time to go against the grain, it's tough. And a lot of us have just been going against the grain for all of these years. But you know what? Listen, man, I did it. I know a lot of people who did it. Very few people get it right from the very beginning. Man, you got to stumble through life sometimes. Sometimes you got to fall through life. You got to make a lot of mistakes, man. But these mistakes are not failures. When you fail at something, don't look at it as a failure. Don't look at yourself as a failure because you're 30 and your goals ain't reached that you had on your list. That was your list. What about the things that's going right? Stop looking at what you're not. Take some time out and thank God for what you are. How about the fact that you keep waking up to be 30? You get depressed about these birthdays. You really want to throw yourself in some depression. Miss a birthday. You really got a problem now. Look at where you are. You keep reaching birthdays. That's a glorious blessing. You keep waking up. You got your health. You've accomplished something. Something on your list is done. People spend too much time on the negative side, and you're just throwing yourself into depression. So what, you wanted to be married by a certain age, and you wanted to have kids. Okay, cool. You could have done all that with the wrong person. There's a blessing in not being married to the wrong person. There's a blessing in not having kids and nobody to help you raise them. There's a blessing in that, man. You're talking to somebody who can tell it to you. You can marry the wrong person if you want to. I'm telling you, you're going to be up in some mess you can't count on. So instead of being angry because you're not married, you don't have kids, why don't you thank God the man? Maybe he spared you from some misery here. Maybe you could have married the wrong person. Maybe you'd have kids and you're not really ready to be a mother or a father. You got to look at the upside, man. Quit looking at what you don't have. Take some time to thank God for what you do have. When you do that, you make more room for blessings to flow into your life. I'm not saying how God thinks because I really don't know, but I'm telling you. If a person comes to me, and I always give a person something, and they never appear grateful or they never say thank you, please know you can quit coming to me. Now, I don't know that's how God works because I've gone back to him several times without being grateful or thanking him, and he's filled my basket up again. So I really think he's not like that. But I can't make the call for sure. But I think at one point in time, just me talking, I'd be a little ticked off at somebody who was always taking and never showing any gratitude. At one point in time, I would just stop the flow of the take. You can't take no more from me. That's what I would do. Now, I'm not calling it like that because I ain't him. But I know he's merciful. He's full of goodness, and he'll forgive you. And thank God he does that because he's sure enough done it for me. But wow, man, take some time out today and be grateful for what you have. Stop complaining about where you're not and think about where you are, and then take it from there. And the next time you make a list, make sure on that list you have God's will. What does he want for you? God give everybody a gift and a talent. Some of us never apply our gifts and talents. We head off in another direction. Then you wonder why your life ain't where it's supposed to be. Have you ever thought about what God gifted you to do? Have you ever thought about doing that? And skip what you want. I wanted to play in the NBA, but I got to tell you something. At dribbling and shooting and running all at one time, it was throwing me off a little bit. So I'm doing what I do. It's pretty cool. You can look at it that way, okay?
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. Come one, come all, gather yourselves around your radios. As the beginning here, by decree of the king, original king to be exact, the following people are hereby charged with treason. Shirley Strawberry.
Treason?
Treason. Shut up, treason.
What?
Close your mouths before you are stoned at the center of town.
What a way to start the show.
That's right. It's never started this way.
Good
And you
morning.
will find out your punishment after I announce the rest of them. Carla Farrell.
What is happening, I guess, Your Grace?
Charged with assault and battery.
What?
Yes.
Allegedly.
Yes.
That works
Kill
there.
Junior H.
Morning, Your Grace.
Charged with breaking and entering.
With
through
this
a
voice?
Basement window. We heard you. When you got cut on the glass, you said, ow! And we said, that must be Junior. Ladies and gentlemen, here, by decree of the king, charged with being sicker than anyone else. Ladies and gentlemen, the man who's going to get in line in front of children at Disney with the sick badge around his neck in a wheelchair, J. Anthony Brown.
Chemo coming through. Chemo coming through.
See, that's why you're going to be charged with hatred of little ones. And last but not least, the final charge is against him. The little one.
The what?
The little one. Ladies and gentlemen, charged with not rising to the occasion.
Wait a minute.
Due to height restrictions.
That is not funny.
Ladies and gentlemen, Homo Smiles.
Hello, my lord.
Now, here's the punishment. You all are charged to do the entire radio show without Steve this morning. Good luck to all of you. Have a nice day. I'm out.
That's not going to happen.
Trying to get out of it
Yeah,
through a character.
I know.
Right.
Damn, dog, you was guilty hell.
You're the judge and jury.
Yeah.
Try to leave.
Can you see Steve riding in on a dragon?
Yes, I could,
yeah.
actually.
If anybody could do it, he could do it.
Screaming, though.
Coats flying
Screaming.
in the wind.
Screaming.
I'll be up there hollering louder than that damn dragon.
I can
You
see
wouldn't
it.
know who was talking.
All right, listen, coming up at 32 after the hour, Steve, your favorite segment is back. Ask Steve right after this.
Oh, man, come on.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
All right, this is kind of a, not really an Ask Steve. It's more of a comment from one of our listeners. It's an email, Steve, from Steve Harvey FM. This is from Carl in Charlotte, North Carolina. He says, Hey, Steve, man, I really appreciate the morning inspiration. Dude, I am not putting you on a pedestal, but you should have been a preacher. Whenever you speak, it's things that pertain to stuff that happened to you, and that is what makes you so transparent. I am a 51-year-old African American, and I did 2 bids in prison, which totaled over 15 years. I've been out for 9 years. A lot of what you say really keeps me grounded. I've always wanted to meet you because you are so real. Thanks for keeping a brother encouraged. I learned years ago, if you just reach one, you've done your part. Big ups to you and the crew, and God bless. That's from Carl from Charlotte, North Carolina.
Man,
Steve.
appreciate your call.
Yeah, that was
Big
nice.
dog. Thank you, man. Hang in there, too. It's going to be all right.
Yeah, he's been
All you
out for
gotta-
9 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could preach in prison then, probably.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't be a preacher though. I'm just gonna go and put that out there.
And that's not the first time you've heard that either.
Oh no, would you? You know, just let me do what I'm doing. That way I don't be under no pressure.
No,
you know.
You would do well, cause the minute somebody go to the bathroom, you gonna cuss. While you talking.
And don't you have to have a call? You have to have that call.
You have to be called.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to be called.
And then your baptisms ain't gonna be real friendly. I see you holding people down alone.
You might drown somebody.
I'm not going down in there with my suit on, so work it out. We're gonna change the rules at our church. We just gonna do spray bottles.
You can have.
It's not gonna be good. The welcome ain't gonna be friendly.
Yeah, we just gonna have like old Windex bottles, and you know.
What if some of the parishioners want to, take pictures with you and stuff, Pastor?
Oh, they ain't gonna have. We ain't got no time. We ain't in here for that.
Hey,
we ain't here trying to go to heaven. You don't go take no pictures. Come on, next question.
I just see him smacking out if enough people don't join the church.
Hey, no, Jay, forget that. If the offering short.
Yeah.
That's it right there.
What about the call to join the church? What about
that's what I'm talking about.
The invitation?
Right
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
I don't care nothing about members. Just put your money on this thing. What's the next question, Shirley?
That's it.
And then you know what else, Shirley?
What?
Long shouters will get on his nerves.
Oh, yes.
Long shouters.
And the senior choir. The senior choir would never get a chance to sing. Ever. Ever.
They had their chance.
He would call members out.
Exactly.
No, y'all old. Come on now, let's give some young people a chance. Get in your chair and home to yourself.
You would turn into Showtime with the Apollo. You start encouraging your congregation to start booing.
Carla, what's your question?
Taboo.
If you were going to do this, I think you need to work on patience because your tolerance level is
I've
at
told
zero.
y'all. Listen to me.
We're listening.
Listen to me.
Okay, go ahead.
I can't be no pastor. Y'all stop. Let's just go in this right here. First of all, I haven't been called. Then if I go in there, I don't really know all the rules of pastoring. I'm probably going to break them all first Sunday.
Yeah, but you can learn. You can definitely learn.
I learn, but by the time I get them figured out, I ain't going to have no congregation.
Yeah.
First one is no cigars in the pulpit.
Okay.
What?
And you have to wear robes, Steve.
He said what?
Pastors wear robes. They
I
don't
ain't covering up my suit.
They don't. Right.
And the most important thing, you can't cuss. That's
That's number one.
That's the number one reason why I don't want to be a pastor. 'Cause I don't want. Look, I'm already going to heaven. I'm going to have to explain some stuff. What I can't do is go up there with dog marks, cussing in the pulpit.
Oh, gosh.
Cussing out parishioners, walking around, staring at women. I don't need that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
so
think
that's
you're
a
right.
no.
You're right.
I
Yeah.
think
You're
you
right.
can do it.
No, you can't.
Yeah.
So no church for you.
Yeah.
All right.
Nah.
Carl, no, we
I
got
was
it.
clear about it.
Yeah.
Patience
Carl's
with
good.
other people.
I appreciate. I do. One thing he said that I do is I use myself as an example, so other people can see in me that you can get it wrong and be okay.
Absolutely.
That you can
Steve.
fall and get up. And that when they write you off, they don't write. They not the architect of your destiny.
Yeah. You know what? One of the greatest examples of that, Steve, recently is when you were at the Miss Universe pageant. Remember when you made the mistake, Miss Columbia and all that? I mean, that was like the biggest news,
Hell, that
biggest
wasn't
trending
recent.
news. Well, I'm saying most recently.
He trying to forget.
What else? No. That was most recently. I mean, nothing else has come up that I'm
Girl,
that we know about.
no, that you want to discuss.
Yeah, or that we want to discuss.
Stay on the damn internet.
But I'm just saying you recovered so beautifully from that. That was my
Yeah,
point in all of
but
that.
that's
You
an
came back
example
from
of,
that. Yeah.
You just can't let it. It can't bury. You can't worry about what they say gonna happen to you, cause they don't write your stories.
Right.
So I don't let nobody tell me what my story is when they not the architect of it.
Exactly.
They ain't my God. They don't even know what God doing. And that's a cold thing about everybody in everybody's life.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all relax. No one knows anything about your life like God does. So what people say, like what I was reading, the scripture says, what people do for evil, God does for good.
Mm-hmm.
That's a true statement, man. I can't tell you, because your haters is going to do stuff for you that's intended to bury you. But I got news for you. Buried and planted appears to be the same thing, but it ain't. Buried.
That's pastoring, though. That's
Buried,
pastoring, Steve.
you say
you hear
farewell
Jay?
to something.
Did you hear Jay?
I heard him.
That
but,
was pastoring you just did.
but that's not being a pastor. You know.
Well, you're doing better than ours.
You know.
You're preaching,
You
actually.
know. I tell you to hang in there, but there ain't a doctor.
All right, listen, coming up next, the nephew in the building with Run That Prank Back right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
All right, coming up at the top of the hour in entertainment news, R. Kelly is facing 11 new charges in Illinois for abuse and sexual assault. We'll talk about that in entertainment news, yeah. And
Nice.
Power Star, yeah.
Regina?
Yeah. Power Star actor Rotimi, a.k.a. Dre in Power, paid 50 Cent $100,000 from a debt he owed.
People borrow that kind of money.
We'll talk about that.
You know what's
the
happening?
hell,
50
man?
Cent is calling people out who owe him money. He's putting them on blast.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah,
Should've did that.
but right now, though, the
You
nephew's
should've just loaned
here.
him 50 Cent. That's what you
Nephew's here with Run That Prank Back. What you got, Neph?
Lunchtime date. Just don't call me. If me and your wife having lunch,
Oh my God.
and we, you know, this our
What does
lunchtime.
that have to do with you?
Right there.
Why are you calling if
Come on,
we've heard
We at
about-
lunch. You at home some damn way.
Exactly.
Come on, Team Tommy.
Yeah, we
And
having lunch.
you constantly blowing her phone up. What do you
Seriously?
want? Yes.
I love them.
Ain't you gonna see her when she get home?
Let us have lunch in peace, damn it.
Yes.
All right.
Ew, that's what I'm talking
Can
about.
we hear the
Jay.
prank, please?
Now let's call this woman. Lunchtime date. Let's go, Cat.
Hello? Hey, I'm trying to speak to Alan. Yeah, this is Alan. Who's this? Hey, Alan. Yo, this is Derek, man. Check this out, bro. You are Rachel's husband, right? Yeah, that's my baby. What's up? Something wrong? No. I work this, like I said, this is Derek, man. I work with your wife, Rachel. Right. You a supervisor or something? I mean, is this about work or something? I mean, she doing a good job and everything. She ain't about to get fired. No. Everything's straight, man. Ain't nothing wrong with the job. Everything's cool with the job. This right here, man, is like what I noticed, man, and it just seems like every single day, while she's on her lunch break, it seems like you would call and then block up the whole hour of her lunch break, and actually, just be real, man. I'm just trying to come correct with you. It just seemed like you just cut in on all the time that I had with her. Well, you know what I'm saying? Whoa, hold up, homie, hold up, bro. Wait, what the are you doing at lunch with my lady, son? Like I say, we just spending time, doing lunchtime, but it just seems so rude, that rude. Rude? You okay, first of all, that's my lady, okay? I can call her whenever the I feel like calling her. I pay for that phone bill. I bought that iPhone. I could get call her whenever I please, all right? Secondly, you ain't got no business being with a married woman alone at lunch. This ain't no date. Y'all supposed to be at work. No, we are at work. We like I say, we co-workers, It seemed like half the whole time I'm sitting in front of her, we're supposed to be having lunch together, and she talking to you the whole time. Okay, what's your name again, bro? My name's Derek. Derek, all right, Derek, you work at the same building now? Okay, you at work right now, huh? Yeah, I'm here at the job. Yeah, I work in the same floor, because I'm finna come see you. You team's about to jump off way different for you, straight up. Okay, so, dog, let me ask you something, man. What is the big deal? I'm just trying to. Okay, you act like you don't see her. You act like you don't see her when she get home. So why is it so important that you waste a whole hour of lunchtime holding her down? I ain't wasting my. I'm talking to my lady. Okay, you understand that? Why don't you go out there and get, and then you ain't got to worry about sitting up in front of my lady. That's my wife. I walk down the aisle with that. We got kids. We got a house. We take care of this. She helped me hold it down. And this, you ain't. It's like you who don't ever want to come in and do, but they got. Some always want to come in and somebody else's wife and. Why don't you do this? Take this advice and see what it works, how it works for you. Go to club, church, library, grocery store, wherever the find your at, and you get you a chick. You date her for a minute. You court her for a minute. You romance her for a minute. That's what real men do. You know what I'm saying? That's what I did. That's how I got my Rachel. That's my heart. You trying to sit up there in front of lunch with her every day for the past year?
I tell you what, bro. It may not be today. It may not be tomorrow, but soon, you're going to see me. Me and you going to have none of this phone conversation. It's going to be a face-to-face.
Hey, dude. Hey, man, what? I ain't trying to come between y'all at all, dog.
You're not in that.
Okay, like I'm saying, I'm not trying to come between y'all. I'm just saying it's every day you calling, man. What do you want?
That's your wife supposed to talk to every goddamn day. That's what a real do. You don't know about that because you ain't no real. All you know about is trying to holler at some street. You don't know what it is to put in work like a real man do, to actually hold down a home, pay the bills, everything, the family, the kids, and fixing the yards and fences. And you don't know nothing about that. All you know about is being a roach. Wife can't even go to work without like you trying to step to her and don't make no goddamn sense. But that's okay. Like I promise you, I'm going to be there. You're going to see me, and I'm going to see you. You know, I tell you what, this is how this going to go. It may not be tonight, but it's definitely not going to go past tomorrow. Between now and then, you're going to see me, and I'm going to see you. And I can
hold on.
promise
Say,
you
what
that
What'd you say?
heard me. It's gonna, I will come see your by tomorrow, son. Me and you, Derek. That's your name, right? Derek.
My name is Derek, yes.
You gonna always want to be all smiley face in my wife's face. I'm gonna deal with Rachel when I see her. You can please believe that. Please believe that. Talk to her about her little friend at lunch and like that. How get my number anyway, man?
I got your number out of Rachel's phone, but that's beside the point, man.
Doing about my phone, my y'all ain't that cool. I ain't never heard of no Derek's before today, and all of a sudden you calling me talking about you was at lunch every day with my wife and you.
It's a friendly lunch date, is what it is.
Friendly, I know about how you is do friendly. I know about all that. You ain't fooling me. I know like you who prey on married women all the time because they like you. But that, like I said, it's gonna change. Promise you.
Okay, Doug. Here's what you don't know. What you don't know is Tommy be pushing up on her more than me.
Tommy, who the Tommy?
Tommy is always pushing up on her. Tommy the one you need to be worried about.
You and Tommy. Who the Tommy? Any
Dog. Nephew Tommy, man. Check this out. This is Nephew Tommy from the Steve Harvey Morning Show. Your wife Rachel got me to prank phone call you.
Oh, I can't believe y'all did this to me, man. Oh, man, I'm gonna come down there for real.
You alright, man?
Man, I am now. I was gonna, you don't know, I was gonna burn that building down. You don't even know. Hey, all right, Pete, Tommy, this is my prediction. Somebody gonna you up. For real. Y'all, you play too much, man. Y'all tripping.
Hey, man, check it out. You got to tell me this, man. What is the baddest radio show in the land?
Only the Steve Harvey Morning Show, man. Of course.
I got a right to have lunch with her to myself. Does that make sense to y'all?
No, you dead wrong for that.
No,
you
don't.
Yeah, you're right.
Huh?
You're right.
And he has a right to call you as her husband,
Not
okay?
when he's having lunch.
I had a right to call him and let him know he interrupted us. Find you something to do between 12 and 1. Oh.
Okay. Thank you,
My
nephew.
spaghetti getting cold because I'm on the phone with your ass.
Coming up at the top of the hour, entertainment news right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
A ton of new abuse charges were filed against R. Kelly on Thursday, including 11 felonies. R. Kelly is facing up to 30 years in prison for each felony if he's convicted. The Chicago Sun-Times notes that the charges are more serious than those in the 4 cases that were filed against him in February. Now, according to the legal documents, a victim listed as JP, who was under the age of 18, was allegedly sexually assaulted by the use of force or threat of force sometime back in January of 2010. Also, there are more sexual abuse charges related to alleged victims between the ages of 13 and 16. Kelly will reportedly be back in court next week to be arraigned on the new charges. He is currently free on $1 million bond related to the February charges. This is crazy.
In the words of my mama, everybody ain't lying.
You know, man, this is sad all the way around the board.
Man, it's sickening.
First of all, young. I just wish it was a safe place for children to just grow up and be children.
Come on, man.
You know, that's. I mean, look, we all got kids. We all want our children to be safe. And then it's sad because if you're a person that needs help and you can get it uncovered, then man, get some help. But man, it's sad because now everybody has to suffer. Yeah. And the biggest sufferers are the victims.
Yeah.
That's horrific. The biggest ones. Now, is there any remorse for R. Kelly? Because man,
like it.
you would hate to see this happen to a person of any kind, somebody's son. But dog, man, we got to get help for these people. This is so tragic for these victims, man. These girls, these women.
Yeah.
You know.
And based on his interview we saw with Gayle King, I didn't see remorse
at all.
Yeah. No.
And let me tell you something. When you a parent and you got a daughter that's 14 years old, man, I'm sitting over here. I'm like
disgusted.
Man, you have lost your mind, man.
Yeah, it's sickening.
No doubt about it.
You know, if you do something to my underage daughter, if you do something to my overage daughter, I don't know. When I see you.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all I need to say.
You're gonna sing your last song.
You Robert.
You know, man, I hate this is happening because this brother could have avoided all of this.
Yeah.
He could have avoided all of this
by not doing
but
it.
I say this all the time, man. God fires a warning shot. Then when you don't listen, he takes a little meat off your ear on the next shot. And then if you don't listen the next time, the next one is in your teeth.
All right, we're going to switch gears here, Steve, and go to headlines.
Yeah. Hey, Tommy, we in the teeth right now.
We in the teeth. We
go to headlines, guys.
Okay, well, we'll go to headlines, Shirley, but we mad that we fathers over here.
I know
Excuse us.
I know you're mad.
You know, Miss
We're all
Ann
mad.
Tripp. Yeah, well, whatever, Shirley. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Ann Tripp.
Whatever. All right. This is Ann Tripp with the news. Okay. In a surprise announcement, everybody, President Trump says that starting on June 10th, he's slapping a 5% tariff on all Mexican imports in order to pressure our neighbor to the south to do more to roll back the surge of Central American migrants trying to gain entry into the U.S. Trump's accused the Mexican government of failing to do enough to crack down on the surge of folks coming and seeking asylum from El Salvador, Honduras, and Guatemala. Trump insists that the percentage of the tariff is going to gradually increase, by the way, quote, until the illegal immigration problem is remedied. That starts June 10th. Virginia Governor Ralph Northam continues to deny that he's the one of those people in that blackface in his 1984 medical school yearbook picture. A formal investigation into the matter by the Eastern Virginia Medical School has failed to determine definitively whether Northam is the person with the blackened face pictured next to another guy in a Klan robe and hood. Northam, you know, is a Democrat, originally said that it was him in the picture and that it was wrong to do it. There were calls for him to resign, but he now says it wasn't him in the photo and that he's sorry about how he originally responded. Alabama Republican Roy Moore says he's running again for the U.S. Senate. That's despite a tweet from President Trump telling he can't win. Roy Moore is the married former Chief Justice of the Alabama Supreme Court who lost his last Senate bid to a Democrat, Doug Jones, because of accusations of years and years of sexual misconduct involving young women and girls. There's a good chance that the sexual assault and harassment case against Hollywood mogul Harvey Weinstein is going to end up much differently than the one against Bill Cosby, especially where it concerns jail time. That's because, according to the New York Post, Weinstein's attorneys are working on a $44 million settlement that would include money for his legal bills as well as dough for his accusers, some of whom would get about $60,000, while a few others would get as much as $500,000 each. A new section of New York City's September 11th museum was dedicated yesterday. Former Big Apple Mayor Michael Bloomberg officiated.
We are dedicating this memorial glade to all who became sick or died because of causes related to the attacks, and to all the men and women who took part in the rescue and recovery effort that ended 17 years ago.
Memorial Glade consists of a grassy clearing on the southwest corner of the plaza that's flanked by several huge stones. Well, Malaysia says they don't want it. Malaysia says it's sending an estimated 3,000 metric tons of non-recyclable plastic waste back to where it came from, the West. That means us. Malaysia is the latest country to refuse to take unrecyclables from the U.S., the United Kingdom, and Canada. Malaysia and some other developing countries feel they're being targeted to take in all the West garbage because China banned their import of plastic waste last year. Actor Jon Voight, he's calling President Trump, quote, the greatest president since Abraham Lincoln. Jon Voight's the star of Midnight Cowboy. He's also Angelina Jolie's father. He once called former President Obama the Antichrist. Voight's released a video where he addresses the people of the Republican Party saying, I know you will agree with me when I say our president has our utmost respect and love, unquote. Today, National Smile Day. Smile. Just smile, smile, smile. It's Friday. Now back to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
All right, Junior, what you got? NBA Finals. Let's hear it. What's happening?
Can I get your grace in here?
Are you looking for me?
Yes.
I
just want to hear the grace say, "We are the North."
Not the music. We are the North.
That's it. Toronto.
Toronto, to be exact.
Toronto 118, 109 over Golden State game 1 last night.
We rolled over the Golden State Warriors like we were the White Walkers.
That's a good way to start.
Did y'all see Drake showed up in Dale Curry's Toronto Raptors jersey?
Yes.
Is that not dirty?
That's petty.
That's classic. That's what that is. That's classic.
Your daddy played for us. Dog, that's dirty as hell, Drake.
But I didn't see him on the floor, though, Junior. I didn't see him,
he's on the floor in the jersey.
I love Drake.
He was. You didn't see
he had
Steph
on
Curry?
Dale Curry's
Toronto Raptors jersey.
Yes, he
clapping,
did, Steve.
Clapping.
Look
Your
at
daddy played for us.
I love it. I love that.
But you know what, man? I saw a clip where him and Draymond had some words.
Yeah. No.
You might have whooped Steph, but Draymond.
You don't want none of that dark skin on your ass.
No.
You don't want that. No. You just don't want
his
it.
boy. They
Yeah, him and Steph are friends. Drake and Steph Curry.
They boys.
They're friends for real.
Well, not if you wearing my daddy jersey and I'm on the other team.
Maybe
that ain't
Steph
really
gave
boy.
it to him.
No.
Steph gave him
No, he didn't
Not
do that.
But
I
Toronto
loved how
take game
Steph
1.
was looking at Drake like, you just gonna wear my daddy jersey out here?
It's gonna be a good
daddy's
series.
jersey.
We started it off good.
That's what I'm about to say, Tom. Does this sway anybody's opinion about the finals? Do anybody want to change sides?
I'm riding with Toronto.
Oh, Lord. Your grace.
I dare say, I would venture to say, I would love to see Toronto make a run of it. But oh, hell.
He's still in doubt. Still in doubt.
It's not happening.
Wishful thinking, Junior.
Wishful thinking. I got you. I just was asking. Anybody,
So
Jay?
your grace, if it goes up 2-0 Raptors, how would you feel then?
About the North.
I would feel a bit tainted.
About the North.
I would feel a lot more hopeful. I would be honest with you. I would think, oh my God, they actually have a chance.
All right. Listen, coming up next at 34 after the hour, Steve, J. Anthony Brown, Tommy and Junior, they're here with something called That's Effed Up.
You know what it is.
And he know what that means. I don't know exactly what that means.
We done said that a bunch of times.
Yes.
All right. We'll get into it right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Junior, what you got?
Okay, I'll tell you what I got. I got the Steve Harvey Morning Show and Walmart Family Mobile. Want to send 5 winners and a guest to hang out with me in Los Angeles. You'll attend a taping of Family Feud and get a meal with me. I'm going to feed you. To enter and get rules, visit SteveHarveyFM.com. Get everything you love about Walmart in mobile. Switch to Walmart's lowest price 4G LTE unlimited plans and start saving today with Walmart Family Mobile.
All right, Junior, thank you. Okay, Steve. J. Anthony Brown is here. I'm going to let you explain this, Jay. Go ahead. Your segment.
There are a lot of situations that are effed up. You know it when you're in it. It's very simple. You've seen it. You've been there. Junior, give him an example. You know.
Example, like for me one time, like my girl daughter had a birthday party, right? Girl wanted all this. I bought all the gifts, laid them out at the party. Had it. She opened the gifts. She loves it. But as soon as her daddy walk in, she thank him. That's effed up.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, Junior.
That's effed up.
All the shopping I did.
Yeah. Yeah, that's effed up.
That's
effed
up.
For instance, you in the club, Steve.
Uh-huh.
You sip, talking, low talking this girl. You buying shrimps, sandwiches, fish basket, drinks. She throwing them back.
Yeah.
She just throwing them back. You think you're going to have a good time. The ball player come in, she leave with him. That is
That's effed up.
I've seen effed up before. You done seen it?
Ooh,
Come on
man,
now.
I'm proud of it, man.
This boy done paid child support till the boy was 18. Till the boy was 18. Then he find out that's his best friend's child. You know that's effed up, man. That's effed up.
Oh, that's beyond.
But he ain't letting his rights go because it's graduation.
Come on, Steve. Come on, man.
Your boy calls your girlfriend looking for you, but you done told your girl you was out with him.
Oh. You know that's effed up.
Yeah.
What is
That's
he
effed up.
doing?
Yes, it is.
Dog, what is you calling her for?
Ignorant behind.
I was looking for you. Dog, I saw your number. I was busy. What the hell you call her for, man?
I told you, man. Don't call her.
God,
No, that's effed up.
dog.
Man.
That's effed up. Dog,
Go
I
ahead,
tell you another situation that's effed up. You told him to stop talking to her because she had too many drinks. He didn't listen to you. They leave together. He called you 2 weeks later talking about, dog, remember the chick I told you I was in the club with? Yeah, the one that wasn't cute? I said, yeah. She pregnant. I said, damn, that's effed up. That's effed up. I told you to stop talking to her. I said, leave her alone.
Yeah. This one right here for the ladies. Ladies, you know what I'm talking about. You done made Jell-O with fruit in it. Fruit in it. His mama come over. He act like this ain't the best Jell-O you ever made in your life. It ain't as good as my mama Jell-O. That is completely effed up.
Wrong for that. You wrong for
All right, now look at him. This was effed up for everybody right here. Went to bed on the election night and woke up and Trump was president. Man, that's effed up, man.
Yeah.
Come on now.
It is still effed up.
Go ahead, Steve. Go ahead, man.
You 9. Your aunt asked you to help her unfasten her bra. You go back there and you start crying because you can't find the snap buried under the fat. That's effed up.
That's
completely effed up.
You ain't supposed to send a child back there.
Digging in there.
She yelling at you.
She yelling at
What
you.
is you doing back there? Get this bra off of me.
You back
And
there
if he
crying.
unsnap it, it's going to sling his little ass clean across the room.
Unsnap it. Now her back look like a can of biscuits where you put the spoon.
That's effed up.
That's effed up.
All right, guys, we got to
That
get
is
out of
effed up.
here. Thank you, guys. Up next is the prank phone call right after this with the nephew.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Coming up at the top of the hour, right about 4 minutes after, it's my strawberry letter for today. The subject, I need him to go a little bit longer. Yeah. Right now, nephew in the building with today's prank phone call. What you got, Neff?
Let me ask y'all something. How many of y'all have done this before? I'm just curious
None of us.
who I work with. How many of y'all done hit a car? How many of y'all done hit a car and then pulled off the left?
Ain't nobody did that. Yeah, everybody got insurance.
Just kind of bump one and then kind of.
No.
No, we all
That's
got
illegal.
insurance.
Yeah.
I'm talking about paralleled and then they're too tight and it kind of grazed it a little bit.
Nah, everybody got insurance.
I can parallel. I'm just asking y'all.
Tommy.
I've been hit.
Tommy.
Yes.
Yeah.
I done tore a door off and kept going.
And kept going.
Yeah.
That's
I hit it right.
I didn't have no money for this. I didn't have no insurance. I ain't even have liability. Yeah, I had to keep going, man. 1975. Yeah, I got to go.
Here's something else you can do for fun, Steve. Just leave a note on the car. Sorry I hit your car, and stand back and watch them walk around it, man. That is so much damn fun.
Let's run it, y'all. You hit my car.
So you waste that and have ramen noodles all over the place. Hello?
I'm trying to speak to Adele.
This is she.
Do you live in apartment number 78?
That depends on who asking.
My name is Herman Wells. I live in building 3, apartment 105. Do you live in apartment number 78?
What you want with where I live?
Look, ma'am, do you drive a Camry, a Toyota Camry, a light blue one?
Yes.
All right. Your next door neighbor then told me that you ran into my car. I got a Benz, a black one, a 2005 C240. Now, I got light blue scratches on my...
Wait. My neighbor told you what?
Your neighbor, matter of fact, his name is Brian Kendall.
You mean the cross-eyed motherfucker that live across the hall?
The what?
The cross-eyed motherfucker that live across the hall told you what?
Man, listen. All I know is he say he live in apartment 80. He live next door to you. You live in supposedly apartment 78 right here in Cambridge Court Apartments. Now, all I'm saying is he told me your car which is the light blue car, backed into my car. Now, I ain't trying to create no problem, but somebody got to fix my car. Now, I got light blue scratches on my Benz.
Last I checked, my light blue Camry wasn't the only light blue Camry they made.
Ma'am, you the only light blue car in the parking lot. Ain't no even
I'm the only light blue car in the parking lot right now. I ain't gonna say I've been the only light blue car in the damn parking lot.
Ma'am, I'm not.
Look, and I'm in the middle of watching TV. What can I do for you?
What you mean, what can you do for me? You didn't hit my car.
I ain't touched your damn car. Is you got some cameras out in this parking lot that saw me hit your car?
No, I don't have no cameras, but at least...
Well, then, I believe this conversation is over. And I don't give a damn what the cross-eyed man across the hall told you.
Look, let me tell you something. You didn't hit my car. Now you going to sit up and act like you ain't...
Hold on, player. Is you yelling at me?
I'm not yelling at you, but you didn't hit my car. You the only
I ain't touched your damn
Ma'am,
car.
you the only light blue car in the parking lot.
I'm the only light blue car in the parking lot now. And as a matter of fact, my car ain't even in the parking lot. My sister borrowed my car to go to the store.
Well, is it possible that your sister is the one that hit my car?
No. Now, what?
Okay, is your sister, when is she coming back? Maybe she hit my car and didn't tell you she hit my car.
No, she ain't hit your car. She ain't hit your car because she would have told me she hit your goddamn car. Look, I said ain't nobody hit your damn car. My car ain't got no damn scratches on it.
What you ain't gonna be doing is sitting here cussing at me, though.
Then I don't give a what kind of scratches you got on your car, but I can't do a damn thing about it. And even if you did, let me just be clear. I ain't got no insurance, no way. So I can't do nothing for you.
Wait a minute. Let me tell you something.
You ain't got to tell me You ain't got to tell me a thing. And as far as I'm concerned, this conversation is over.
Wait a minute. Let me ask you. Heifer hung up. Call her back.
Mister, you act like I ain't got call ID.
You're going to pay for these scratches on my car. I got $3,500 worth of scratches on my car.
I don't give a about no. You had them scratches on your car already. And you ain't finna use me as no excuse to get you no new paint.
I ain't had no scratches already on my car.
Oh, yeah, you had them. Oh, yeah, you had them.
No, I did
that's
not.
What I'm going to tell the insurance adjuster if he come over here. Nah. Because you going to be using your insurance. I done already told you I ain't got no.
Look, lady, don't make me come over to your apartment number 78.
I'm standing in the door. I'm on my way to the door now. I'm standing in the door. Come on. Come on.
Look, I got $3,500 worth of scratches on my car that you need to pay for. You're the only light blue.
My car ain't even worth $3,500. So you already doing better than me.
What?
What? Look, I done already told you. I'm tired of talking to you. I'm watching TV, and you ain't got shit else to talk to me about.
I need to talk to you about this car. Lady,
I'm not
listen.
fixing your car.
I got 35.
I didn't touch your car. My car ain't bumped up against your car. I ain't even parked next to no BMWs lately.
It's a Benz.
What the hell ever?
It's a Benz C240, a black.
I don't give a damn if it's a Benz 777. I can't help you.
They don't make a 770.
I don't give a damn.
Lady, look, you know what? Can I say something to you?
No, you can't say a You know what you can say to me? You can say bye.
I just want to say one more thing to you.
One more thing. I'm going to give you one more thing. Go ahead on.
All I want to say is, this nephew Tommy from the Steve Harvey Morning Show, your sister Robin out of D.C. put me up to...
Oh, that don't make me... You know what? I don't even hear y'all show. I listen to the show on the internet. And this oh, you wait till I talk to her.
All right, Mr. Dale, but listen, before you go, can you tell me, what is the baddest radio show in the land?
The Steve Harvey Morning Show. All right, nephew Tommy.
You knew you didn't run into nobody,
I
huh?
knew damn well I ain't hit nobody, because I be trying to park my stuff out there, park, so won't nobody hit me, you know?
All right.
Bye.
You talking about the cross-side blanket that went across the hall? That's what you talking about?
Yeah.
What time
yeah.
you that?
I'm the only light blue car in the parking lot right now.
Whatever, mister.
She was not having it. That's
No,
it.
she was
That's
serious.
all. Uh-huh.
She's very serious about that.
I love her.
Yeah.
But you're not finna get no money. That's what you're trying to
That's
get.
right.
No, not at all.
But at the beginning, Carl, before y'all waste all them ramen noodles on the floor.
Right.
Raymond
Get it
Dude.
together.
Tell you what, that's another effed up situation right there.
Classic, baby. Classic. Hey,
Yeah.
I'm down to 192, right at 192, headed to that 185, headed there, baby.
You talking about losing weight?
Losing weight. I'm on my way.
Wait a minute. You just announced that you were going to lose, like, what, yesterday? You lost all that weight in one day?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What?
He can't keep up
Shirley,
with the
how fat
lies.
did you think I was
Yeah.
when
Shirley,
I said it?
he can't keep up with all these lies he telling.
Ain't nobody lying.
Wasn't it yesterday when he
But I don't know what. Hey, Tommy, what you down to?
192.
Boy, for your height, you ain't supposed to be 140.
Oh, gosh. Tommy, you lying about your weight
He's
loss?
52 pounds overweight.
The little fat ass just as chubby as he knows.
I ain't never seen nobody sex at 192.
How much time you got, Tommy?
Man.
I got to the 24th, June 24th.
You got a nephew.
I got
52
this.
pounds.
I'm not finna drop no
Starving his
52
ass
pounds.
off.
Ah,
Better not drink no water before you tape.
oh,
You gonna
man.
be holding all that.
Oh, my God. All right, nephew. Thank you. Up next, it is today's Strawberry Letter. The subject, I need him to go a little bit longer. We'll get into that right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
All right, it's time for today's Strawberry Letter. And listen, if you need advice on relationships, dating, work, sex, parenting, and more, please submit your Strawberry Letter to Steve Harvey FM and click Submit Strawberry Letter. That way we could be reading your letter live on the air, just like we're going to read this one today, right now.
Buckle up and hold on tight. We got it for you. Here it is, the Strawberry Letter.
Thank you, nephew. Subject, I need him to go a little bit longer. Dear Steve and Shirley, my husband is a great provider, and what I love most about him is the way he loves the Lord. We dated for 3 years before we got married, and we've been married for 2 months. I love him dearly, but we have a problem in the bedroom. When we make love, it's usually a 10 to 15 minute session. We do the pregame stuff, and it's wonderful. I hook him up, and he hooks me up before we get started. But when it comes to getting it on, he is done way too soon. I have a problem with him finishing too fast and not making sure I'm finished before him. I'm disappointed every time and usually have to finish myself off after he falls asleep. I can't live in this marriage without being satisfied, and I'm not a cheater. I don't want to make him feel bad by telling him that he's not lasting long enough in the bedroom and I'm not pleased with him. I have a lot of tricks to show him, and I want to blow his mind each time like I used to when we first met. I am sure it's one of the things that really attracted him to me. I need your help on this one. Should I just be happy that his pregame activities are on point and get over the fact that he can't last over 15 minutes? I want to give him subtle hints, but I don't know where to start. What is a normal time frame for sex? Because it could be that I'm asking for way too much. Steve, that last question was for you. Please help.
All right, cool. Ain't no problem. I'm glad you directed it to me, too. I got something for you.
All right. No, to answer your question, there is not a time limit to making love. I mean, it can go for as much time as you like or for as little time as you want it. It's up to the both of you guys who are involved in this situation. You should be happy. I'm glad you're happy with the foreplay or the pregame activities, as you call it. Happy, you say, but not satisfied. Clearly there's a problem in the bedroom with you guys. You want more, and he's giving you, I guess, all he has or all he thinks that you want, 15 minutes, okay? Maybe that's all he has to give. Maybe you guys should cut down on the pregame activities and do more on the main attraction. You're just getting started and he's finishing up. After 3 years of dating, it seems like you guys would have worked this situation out while you were dating. Because you don't say that you weren't satisfied when you were dating. You said that you used to blow his mind. So what happened? You got married and now you guys are settling in. You're getting to know each other. You got bills. You realize that you're going to be together till death do us part, and all those things. So you guys have only been married for 2 months. You have to get settled in. You have to learn each other. You have to learn how to talk to each other. That means finding a way to tell him nicely that you would like him to slow down, take his time, that it's happening too fast, okay? I almost said it. That it's happening too fast. That's what you need to talk to him about. All right, you guys are married for the long haul. You can talk to him. You can teach him.
Said.
I did. You can teach him, all right? Especially if you guys love each other and you say you do. Steve?
Come on now.
Come on.
I appreciate your answer, Shirley.
Well, thank you, Steve.
Yeah, all that's nice, all that,
It was for her.
And,
Come on now.
Talk, let's just go and get down what's really happening here. Homeboy ain't cutting it. It's all to it. It's a 10 to 15 minute session. Now, I need to ask you a question. Is this 10 to 15 minutes inclusive of the pregame? That's where you say you take care of him and he take care of you.
I don't think so, Steve.
So we done this. Now you want 15 more. Nah, see, we got a couple things we need to talk about here. Now, after all this here, 15 more, I'm going to be honest with you. He putting it in because it's 15 minutes of hard labor.
You better tell him.
Intensified. I'm talking about back cracking.
Yeah.
I'm talking about your butt has locked up.
What? That is not in the letter.
I'm talking about your triceps is pulsing at a point and you damn near can't stay up no more.
I see the picture. Come on, I see the picture.
You've obviously you need to count all these minutes, or the pregame has to be counted.
Thank you.
Because you may be in a 40-minute session.
In pregame.
Yeah. All this, you take care of him, he take care of you. I don't know what that means. I got a good idea what I'm hoping it is.
What you hoping?
This is not about you. There you go.
Be real with you. You hooking me up that good before we can skip the rest. I'm gonna go to bed.
You are not in this letter. This is about her and her husband.
I'm just saying, we do the pregame stuff and it's wonderful. I hook him up and then he hooked me up. Well, hell, everybody hooked up. See, we all's hooked up now.
not her.
So what is we crying for? So let me go over a couple of things. I'm going to give you a suggestion as to what you do. When we come back, I have a series of suggestions for you that you should try so we can get a better grip on this time. Y'all stay right here. I got the truth for you.
All right, we'll have part 2 of Steve's response coming up at 23 after the hour. We'll get into it when we come back right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
All right, Steve, let's recap today's Strawberry Letter subject. I need him to go a little bit longer.
Yeah, I bet you do. See, this woman says she got a husband, great provider. Love everything about him, especially the way he loves the Lord. Dated for 3 years, got married, been married 2 months. You love him dearly, but we got a problem in the bedroom. When we make love, it's usually a 10 to 15-minute session. Now, we do all the pregame stuff, and it's wonderful. I hook him up. He hooked me up before we get started. See, all this hooking up before you get started. And now, after that, you say he finishing too fast and ain't making sure I'm finished before him. I'm disappointed every time, and I usually have to finish myself off after he fall asleep. I can't live in this marriage without being satisfied. I ain't no cheater. I don't want to make him feel bad by telling me he ain't lasting long enough in this bedroom. I'm not pleased with him, though. Now, I got some tricks I want to show him. I want to blow his mind each time like I used to do when we first met. I'm sure that's one of the things that really attracted him to me. I need your help on this one. So should I be happy with the pregame activities? Because they on point. And get over the fact that he can't last over 15 minutes. I want to give him some hints, but I don't want to know where to start. What's a normal time frame for sex? Shirley said it ain't none, and it really ain't. Because I could that I'm asking for too much. Steve, that last question was for you. Are you asking for too much? No, you ain't asking for too much, but you might be too damn much. See, I don't know. I don't know what you're in there doing. Now, that letter would have had to be a little bit more explicit for me to tell if, are you asking too much? But here's what I do know. We got a problem because now the group has said that the 10 to 15 minutes that y'all are actually in the act of love making on what you consider, I guess, the final moment is 10 to 15 minutes. The problem is that you do the early stuff, the before you get hooked up and he get hooked up. Now, I understand that, but now here's the problems you have. Number one, start on your own.
Yes.
Just go ahead. Before we come in there, you start on your own.
Just go ahead and get those hors d'oeuvres.
Get to wherever you need to be. Open up the chip bag. Bust open the snacks.
Yes.
Get busy. Hors d'oeuvres is on. The next thing I want you to do is let him know when you close.
Yes. Come on here, boy.
And then he come on in.
Yeah.
Baby. I'm good. Come on, Harry. Hurry up.
Not hurry, though.
See, that way when he come in there, whatever he got left is meaningful.
Yeah.
It has impact.
Can I hear the whistle again, please?
Yeah, hey, baby.
But wait, that's her whistling, though.
Yeah. Because, she in there, she working, she done worked it. It's about to, baby.
It's about to go down in the DMs.
Then,
take your time.
Set your clock up. When you get started, you hit the timer. Then when he come in there, it'll look like you went longer. Oh, man, don't you hear me now? Now, this is your alternative. If you don't want to do that, and you're tired of finishing off stuff with yourself,
okay,
and he finishing up too quick, here's a couple of other suggestions. Now, I'm going to just say these real quick. You can take up painting. Go down there and sign up for a craft class. Go down there, like they used to old school. Do some old school crafts. Make some ashtrays out some popsicle sticks. Yeah, go out
Michaels.
Yeah, go in there and start collecting Hot Wheels. So just go walk aisles and aisles and aisles, Let's find toys that people don't see no more. Make a train. You know what I mean? Put some stuff around your house. Little trees, little station, get some little dolls and stuff. It's just stuff you can do. Hey, go outside, do some yard work. Good idea, Shirley. Go on outside and do some yard work. Or here's the other option, the third set. Have you ever thought, sweetie, that you just really, really good? Huh? Has that crossed your mind?
Yeah.
That girl, what you putting on this boy right here?
Yeah, 15 is all we can take.
Can't no man take it. Because you all that.
Dante wilding people.
Yeah. Yeah, you just throwing knockout blows.
All right, on that note.
So congratulations.
Yeah.
That's great.
Email us or Instagram us your thoughts on today's Strawberry Letter at Steve Harvey FM, or you can check out the Strawberry Letter podcast on demand. Now, coming up at 46 after the hour in trending political news, Steve, President Trump said that Russia did not help him get elected, and the president also announced tariffs on Mexican imports to crack down on migrants. We'll get into that when we come back right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
All right, here we go. In a series of tweets yesterday, President Trump tweeted, "I had nothing to do with Russia helping me get elected." Take a listen.
No, Russia did not help me get elected. You know who got me elected? I got me elected. Russia didn't help me at all. Russia, if anything, I think helped the other side. What you ought to ask is this. You think the media helped Hillary Clinton get elected? She didn't make it. This was all about Russia, Russia, Russia. They don't talk about Russia anymore.
Get your ass on that helicopter.
He sounds like Marsha.
Russia. He is a mess.
He can really spin things, I tell you.
It's just amazing how the Republican Party they just act like he's not.
Whatever. Yeah.
They know good and hell
Especially
well.
Lindsey Graham, man.
They know good and hell well he lying.
Yeah.
But they've decided he's our guy. He's our power. He's our position. He's our money.
But Steve, you know how when you come on the show and you're in one of your crazy moods and you start saying crazy stuff, and we're like, you can't say that. Don't do that. Okay.
He
doesn't have that. The president doesn't have that.
Not going to do. You're not going to draw a conclusion with me with no damn Donald Trump. That's what you're not going to do.
I'm just saying, it's the same thing.
You've been down that road.
He doesn't have a pull-up pal.
Yeah, we
him.
wouldn't let you do that. We just wouldn't let you do it.
You got a hell no family.
We protect you, okay?
Hell no, you ain't finna do that.
Unless
Hell
you're
no,
talking
you
to
ain't
me.
saying that.
I know.
But he doesn't listen to anybody, though.
At all. Even if they told him, he wouldn't listen.
He's not.
You're right
I'm
about
sure
that,
he's been
Carla.
told. I'm sure he's been told.
And they're just like, just let him do it. All right, in other political news, the president tweeted that he will impose a 5% tariff on all goods coming into the U.S. from Mexico, saying he wants to crack down on migrants and illegal immigrants. The president there is asking to meet with Mr. Trump today. That's President Lopez Obrador. Obrador. No.
Well,
is that right?
Look.
Obrador?
It don't matter. Listen.
It matters.
I don't know if the tariffs will work. I understand him trying to push for some tariffs to get something done, but if you stop food or trade from coming in or out, you're going to worsen the plight of the members of the country, and more of them going to try to come over.
Yeah.
So I don't understand how that's the answer. I'm not sure how that works yet. I don't know.
Well,
I don't get it.
That's his solution anyway. Coming up at the top of the hour, trending serious news, Louisiana's Democratic governor signs the abortion ban into law. We'll talk about it right after this. This is sad.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Louisiana's Democratic governor John Bel Edwards signed a bill on abortion as early as 6 weeks of pregnancy on Thursday. This is a move that makes him squarely in line with the leaders of other conservative southern states while provoking anger from members of his own Democratic Party. Those who oppose abortions are pushing new restrictions on the procedure in hopes that a case will make its way to the Supreme Court. And 2 new conservative justices appointed by President Donald Trump could help overturn Roe versus Wade. And it looks like that's what they're going after anyway. That's their ultimate goal.
Let me tell you what they're doing in Hollywood.
Okay.
You know, Georgia is passing this law, right? They're trying to get this abortion
Georgia
law.
has done it
Right.
too.
The Avengers, Marvel, all the movie people have stopped and are canceling making their movies in Georgia.
Stopping the money and the revenue, huh?
Yeah. That's the movement that's going on out here right now.
They're gonna shoot no movie.
Dog, I got that info today, and the word is going out, and because Marvel has already said, that's it. We're not going there to make movies anymore. Now they get a lot of tax credits when they go to Georgia, but they're stopping that.
Yeah.
Now that's gonna hurt the economy. Georgia gonna reverse theirs because when they see that money getting up out of there,
And that's a lot of people, the employees too, for the work, in the state as well. You're hurting a lot of people by pulling movie productions and all that.
Listen, man, because you can't. This clearly, and I don't understand. Okay, cool. Let's look at they're trying to act like this is a moral issue.
Yep.
It's a war on women.
But I'm sorry, man.
Yeah.
You can't be the people who are screaming morality at me when you allow immoral behavior to reside in politics the way it does. I'm sorry, man. It's immoral to let these children die at the border. It's immoral to separate a mother from her child. It's immoral, man. It's
for children
immoral.
to die in school, gun safety law. Where are those bills?
Yeah, and black men to be shot down with no gun by police. All of that's immoral.
All of this is immoral. So I think that this country has to look at that when you make all these claims about just being immoral and everything, you got to look at the whole thing. I'm sorry, man. These people are not in a position to tell me anything about morality when there is none on a repeated basis. Example, well said, ladies. How many black people have to die at the hands of some illegal use of force by a police officer before we do something about that? How many churches got to be walked into? How many synagogues have to be walked into and sprayed? How many children in school have to die? How many people in movie theaters? How many people in malls before we take care of the morality of this Second Amendment clause? Oh, but the moment you talk about a woman deciding to do something with her body, now all of a sudden you want to get moral. Righteous. But I got news for you. Here's the hypocritical part about it. Listen to me.
All life. Yes, right.
Republicans and conservatives get abortions.
Oh yeah.
All the time. This is not the Democrats going to get abortions. This is everybody. A woman has the right to decide what her body is going to do and not do. Why are men even voting? Why is these judges talking? Why has Trump got something to say? Why is this boy on CNN that's the Republican, what is it that ran for president that couldn't win? Rick Santorum over here fighting for abortion to save the heartbeat. Hey, my man, listen to me. You're backing a president. Wait a minute, hold up. Moral. I done paid to strip off. I done had a Playboy bunny in my wife's house taking her on a tour of where my wife do her reading at in her house. Moral? Okay, yeah. Okay.
All right, we'll have more of the Steve Harvey Morning
somebody
Show.
else to preach this morality at. I ain't listening.
Coming up right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
In trending animal news, there was a tense moment at the Kansas City Zoo on Wednesday afternoon. When guests heard the words Code Red announced by park officials, it turns out that an elephant had escaped its enclosure in the Africa exhibit by climbing
you got to get
a
your
wall.
ass out the zoo.
Okay, an elephant.
You got to get your ass out the zoo. That's a Code Red, orange, yellow, blue. There's some hell up here now.
That should be the name of it. Code, get your ass out the zoo.
Man.
Yeah, this elephant escaped by climbing a wall and gaining access to an area that it shouldn't have been in. Zoo officials say the animal never made it into the public area, but guests were quickly ushered out of the park while the elephant was corralled and returned.
Ushered.
Yeah.
You know how many people out of trample? Dog. Code Red at the zoo. Code Red at the zoo. Brunhilde's loose. Brunhilde is loose. Hold up, dog. They talking about that damn elephant. That big ass elephant is out.
But an elephant can climb a wall?
I know. That's crazy.
Dog, I'm not going back down to this damn zoo.
So they returned the elephant to its enclosure, and officials say the visitors were not in danger.
No, they didn't return. They asked him if he was going back.
Hey, Ursula, you want to go on back in?
Ursula.
Go ahead. Drink your little water.
All right, we'll have more of the Steve Harvey Morning Show and trending news coming up at 33 after the hour, right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
All right, Junior, what you got? NBA Finals. Let's hear it. What's happening?
Can I get your Grace in here?
Are you looking for me?
Yes.
I am, little one.
Just want to hear the Grace say, "We are the North."
Not the music. We are the North.
That's it.
Toronto, to be exact.
Toronto 118, 109 over Golden State game 1 last night.
We rolled over the Golden State Warriors like we were the White Walkers.
That's a good way to start.
Did y'all see Drake showed up in Dale Curry's Toronto Raptors jersey?
Yeah.
Is that not dirty?
That's petty.
That's classic. That's what that is. That's classic.
Your daddy played for us. Dog, that's dirty as hell, Drake.
But I didn't see him on the floor, though, Junior. I didn't see him.
He's on the floor in the jersey.
I love Drake.
He was. You didn't see
he
Steph
had on
Curry?
Dale Curry's
Toronto Raptors jersey.
Yes, he
clapping,
did, Steve.
clapping.
Look
Your
at
daddy played for us.
I love it. I love that.
But you know what, man? I saw a clip where him and Draymond had some words.
Yeah. No.
He might have whipped Steph, but Draymond.
You don't want none of that dark skin on your ass.
No,
you don't want that. No. You just don't want
his
it.
boy. They probably.
Yeah, him and Steph are friends. Drake and Steph Curry.
They boys.
They're friends, for real.
Well, not if you wearing my daddy jersey and I'm on the other team.
Maybe
That ain't
Steph
really
gave
boy.
it to him.
No.
Steph gave him
No,
money.
he didn't
Not
do that.
But
I
Toronto
loved how
take game
Steph
1.
was looking at Drake like, you just gonna wear my daddy jersey out here?
That's gonna be a
My
good
daddy's
series.
jersey.
We started it off good.
That's what I'm about to say, Tom. Does this sway anybody's opinion about the finals? Do anybody want to change sides?
I'm riding with Toronto.
Oh, Lord. Your Grace.
I dare say, I would venture to say, I would love to see Toronto make a run of it.
Uh-huh.
But oh, hell.
He's still in doubt. Still in doubt.
It's not happening.
Wishful thinking, Junior.
Wishful thinking. I got you. I just was asking. Anybody?
So
Jay?
your grace, if it goes up 2-0 Raptors, how would you feel then?
About the North.
I would feel a bit tainted.
About the North.
I would feel a lot more hopeful, I would, be honest with you. I would think, oh my God, they actually have a chance.
All right. That's it in sports. We'll be back with our closing remarks and our last break of the day right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
All right, Steve, here we are. Last break of the day. Last break of the week. It's been a good week, huh?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, a lot of things going down. A short week because Monday was the holiday.
Mm-hmm.
And Steve,
I'm
time
ready.
for you for closing remarks.
Yeah.
Let's go.
You know what? Again, I like to use things that are happening to me in my life to encourage people that might be going through some of the same things in theirs. It's just a couple of pieces of encouragements I got this week. So many people have reached out to me, man, giving me love. As far outweighs anything else that's going on in my life. I'm actually surrounded by a lot of love and prayers, and I'm actually really not even privy to a lot of the swirl that goes around me. Like I was saying the other day, God's peace keeps me in the center of the hurricane. And I do understand that there's a swirl going on out there, but it's none of my business. I can't stop the swirl, but I can not participate in the swirl. And by not participating in it nor acknowledging it, it has no room with me. If you stay the center of the hurricane and the swirl is going around you, if you don't step out into the swirl, you stay in the center. It's peaceful in the eye of the hurricane. The problem is when you get caught up in the swirl. A couple people sent me something. I'm going to share a couple of them with you. You talk about people in your life that you need to kind of get rid of. Somebody sent this to me. Says sometimes people have to be escorted out of the VIP section in your life, and you just have to put them in regular seats. Sometimes people have to be escorted out the VIP section of your life, and you just have to put them in some regular seats. Sometimes we place too much importance on people, period. And we give so much people so much importance that they now have a say-so. They have authority. They got ruled. They get comfortable. All of a sudden, they in a position, and they don't even really mean us no good. So now here they are. They in your life. You done gave them permission to sit in the VIP section. But, sometimes you need to escort them out. You say, you know what? You're no longer welcome in the VIP section. You could take a seat right over here. Those are the only seats that's available. I got the view ain't that good from over here, but those are the only seats that's available in my arena. As a matter of fact, security, could you escort them out, please? See, what I don't do is, but I can't stop some people. I let people sit up in the stands and say what they want to say because they're not on my stage in my life. You're not on the same stage I'm on. So why do I allow your insults from in back of the room that I can't hardly nobody hear but you and your little 14 followers? So I've learned that the credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred with dust, blood, sweat, and tears, not to those cold and timid souls in the stands who know neither victory nor defeat. I live like that. All right, next thing I'm going to share with you. I'm going to share with you something about somebody told me about trusting in God. And this is what they sent me. And this was really nice. And it says, I asked for strength, and God gave me difficulties to make me strong. I asked for wisdom, and God gave me problems to solve. I asked for prosperity, and God gave me brain and brawn to work. I asked for courage, and God gave me danger to overcome. I asked for love, and God gave me troubled people to help. I asked for favors, and God gave me opportunities. I've received nothing I wanted. I received everything I needed. Trust in God. Do you know how rich those words were to me today that someone sent to me? Because what that says to me was, Steve, you got to trust the process, man. I don't care how it looks. What you're asking for, God is working on your behalf. Now, it might not look that good to some people. It might not even look that good to you. I would imagine those on the outside looking in, this look kind of crazy. But you have no idea the way God is working. So when you ask God for strength and then God give you a bunch of difficulties, guess what? To make you stronger. So you ask God for wisdom and God give you problems to solve. You ask him for prosperity, God give you a brain and some brawn to go to work. I asked for courage and God gave me danger to overcome. I asked for love and God turned around and gave me troubled people to help. What is this? I asked for favors and God turned around and gave me opportunities. I've received nothing I wanted, but I received everything I needed. You got to trust in God, man. You got to trust in the process, y'all. We are all in the middle of the process. We being processed. God ain't through with none of us. God ain't through with you yet. Do you know if God was through with you that you wouldn't wake up in the morning? But as long as you're waking up, you got to put a smile on your face because that means he ain't through with us, man. God is processing us. We all in the process. You got to trust the process that God know what he's doing. I'm over here grinning because of that. Cool. Because guess what? I know he's working on my behalf. You know why? Because he processing me. You know why he processing me? Because he ain't through with me yet. He ain't through with you either. Those are my closing remarks. Y'all have a good weekend. I bet you I will.
Drop it.
Man.
Been dropped.
Man.
Whoever sent you that, thank you.
For all Steve Harvey contests, no purchase necessary, void where prohibited. Participants must be legal U.S. residents at least 18 years old unless otherwise stated. For complete contest rules, visit SteveHarveyFM.com.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.